What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of ezBUCKETz, guys. This is the Week 18 fantasy basketball. The best rise players, the best drop players, and everything you need to know about Week 18 for your fantasy basketball league. Y'all ready to get into it? 3, 2, 1, let's get it. Let's go. Boom. And I know, guys, I have not been posting for the past 3 weeks, and that is because, if you guys know, I've been spending a lot of time with my family in Thailand. There was a family issue that occurred, but you know what, guys? That issue is solved and everything is good. The funny thing is, I told you guys I'll be making a video when I get back home, so if you guys can tell, I am not in my regular studio. So I was lucky enough to have access to a computer where I can edit decently, but sorry guys, if this background is not what you guys are usually used to. But forget all that, guys. You guys aren't here for that. You guys are here for the content, and we are back at it. So I know that I'm late to be talking to you guys about the NBA trade deadline, but this video is going to include the NBA trade deadline, guys. The players that, you know, are the winners, the losers, and everything you guys need to know about what just happened in the NBA trade deadline, which players' fantasy stock decrease, increase, and also waiver wire pickups. So without wasting any more of your time, we're going straight to this list. The first thing I want to talk about, guys, is the players that lost fantasy value after and post NBA trade deadline. And the first player I want to talk about, guys, is Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris was great on the Clippers. He was the #1 option, but it's simple and clear that, you know what, going to the 76ers, he is now either the 3rd or 4th scoring option behind Embiid, Butler, and probably on the same level as Ben Simmons when it comes to scoring. Yes, Tobias Harris is still worth owning, and sometimes will give you plus 20 points. But the point is, you won't be seeing that consistent 22 points a game, 21, 25, and now it'll go less than 20 points a game. He lost value, but it's still worth owning. Marc Gasol has shifted to an NBA championship contending team of the Toronto Raptors, and whether you like it or not, guys, whether he comes off the bench or starts at that center spot, his fantasy value will no longer be the value he did for the Memphis Grizzlies. He is behind Kyle Lowry, behind Siakam, behind Kawhi Leonard. When it comes to scoring, he'll still give you good defensive stats with assists and low-end rebounds, but Marc Gasol is no longer that 3rd best center on your team that you guys will be relying on most nights. Anthony Davis was supposed to be traded. Well, we all thought he would be traded to the Lakers, whether to the Boston, to whatever team. But the point is, Anthony Davis is staying on the Pelicans until the summer. With this, we all know that Anthony Davis and the Pelicans did have some drama, but whatever it is, his value is no longer going to be the best fantasy player because there's always off-court issues with Anthony Davis. He's not getting the full PT that he deserves and not playing the full 4 quarters that he deserves. So if you own Anthony Davis, guys, it might be a good time to trade him before the NBA fantasy playoffs. Nikola Mirotic has moved to the Bucks, guys, and while he's still injured right now, he is going to be a low-end off-the-bench player for the Milwaukee Bucks. That team does need shooting and perimeter shooting, and Nikola Mirotic is a big man that offers that. But the point is, he was the 2nd option in scoring on the Pelicans or with Anthony Davis. And the point is, now he's behind many players. He's behind Giannis, behind Chris Middleton, behind Eric Bledsoe, behind Brook Lopez. Mirotic will no longer be that fantasy stud we got at the beginning of the season. Harrison Barnes was also one of the big trades in the NBA trade deadline. He's moved to a younger team of the Kings, and now he's behind De'Aaron Fox, he's behind Buddy Hield. He's gonna lose scoring averages, guys, and Harrison Barnes was never the best in defensive stats. He'll give you a decent amount of boards, some free throws, some threes, but the point is, Harrison Barnes is not the best fantasy player out there. He'll give you some decent points, but he'll still get good minutes, but his production when he was on the Mavs is not gonna be the same as he's now on the Kings. And the last player on this list is Enes Kanter of the New York Knicks, guys. If you guys have not heard, he has been waived. He's no longer on any NBA team right now. If you guys are unaware with his situation, he's dealing with an off-court issue with some problems with his country. But whatever it is, guys, Enes Kanter is no longer a fantasy asset because I don't think even teams want to sign him because of his issue. But you know what? I'm not saying no team is going to sign him, but whatever team signs him will probably have a starting center already, and Enes Kanter will always be a backup role player from now on. Moving over to the players that gained value at the NBA trade deadline, guys. Players that could potentially be on your rosters, could potentially help you win a fantasy championship this season. The first player is Jabari Parker of now the Washington Wizards, guys. You know what? With Markieff Morris shifting to a different team, Jabari Parker seems to be that guy to be a main focal point of their offense. There's no more Otto Porter. There's no more Markieff Morris. There's no Dwight Howard. Who's going to play that small forward, power forward spot? Right now it's Jeff Green and Jabari Parker, but in no time I believe Jabari Parker could potentially be taking that starting spot. With the first 2 games with the Washington Wizards, Jabari has played plus 25 minutes and shown that he can score, can even pass and rebound. I believe Scott Brooks is going to put him in a very important part of that team, and Jabari Parker is a good pickup if he's still lingering in your waiver wires, because he probably was there before the NBA trade deadline. Bobby Portis is fighting for a spot against Thomas Bryant. Whether coming off the bench, whether starting center or not, Bobby Portis is going to give you numbers, guys. Bobby Portis is one of those players where he is very skilled. He can shoot, he can spread the floor, he can do everything for you. And he brings an attitude to a team that needs winning. Bobby Portis does offer low-end three-point shooting, low-end points, and low-end rebounds. So if he's still available and you need a big man, Bobby Portis is good for you. Dennis Smith Jr. would 100% increase his fantasy value because on the Mavs, you know, Doncic took all his possessions, took all his value, but now on the Knicks, he's the #1 option on the offense. Just be aware that his efficiency is not the best. He might have a lot of turnovers, field goal percentage, but he is still young and learning. And Dennis Smith, I see, is going to be a really good point guard in the future. Lou Williams and Danilo Gallinari are one of the biggest winners of this trade deadline because Tobias Harris is now gone. As I make this video, guys, Lou Williams just had a 40+ point game. And with that, Lou Williams is a main focal point whether coming off the bench or not. He's going to be putting up plus 25 points a game for the Clippers. Tobias Harris was a main focal point, taking up a lot of usage rate for the team. And now with a lot of young guns of that squad, Lou Williams, Danilo Gallinari are the vets and need to take over. My point is now that they were owned in many teams and now their value has increased. So if you're going to trade them, sell them high. And the last player, guys, is Caris LeVert of the Brooklyn Nets. I just want to put him on this list only because he's returning back from a scary injury back in November. It's going to take him some time to get back into shape, but with Brooklyn being a playoff team now, Caris LeVert's going to be focal to their championship run in the NBA playoffs. Before being injured, he averaged about 20 points a game. I see that a little bit drop, but still he's going to be plus 15 points on a high usage rate for time to come. Moving over to the waiver wire pickers, guys, I'm going to be giving you guys 5 players that are on the waiver wires that you guys could potentially be having on your fantasy basketball team. And you know, guys, these guys could actually help you in your fantasy basketball league. Landry Shamet just got traded to the Los Angeles Clippers, guys. He's a point guard, shooting guard. He's a scorer, a shooter that they need. And over the past few games that he's played for them, his usage rate is high. He's playing plus 25 minutes a game for Doc Rivers. And Doc Rivers really like him running off screens and shooting that 3-ball. Pick up Shamet if you want low-end assists, but also if you want 3-pointers. Mitchell Robinson is now becoming a key vocal point for the New York Knicks, guys, because the New York Knicks are losing. They are 100% tanking. And Mitchell Robinson is one of their future stars that they want to develop to become their main center. With DeAndre Jordan there, guys, DeAndre Jordan is still starting, but the point is DJ is not going to play plus 30 minutes. Mitchell's going to play plus 20 minutes, and when he plays 20 minutes a game, he's going to give you 2+ blocks, a good amount of rebounds, and a good field goal percentage. So pick up Mitchell Robinson at the end of your benches, guys, because blocks is the hardest category to win in fantasy basketball. Kendrick Williams, guys, is one of the main new talked, hyped about players on the New Orleans Pelicans. Drew Holiday said himself he sees a star potential in Kendrick Williams. And you know what, guys, with Anthony Davis, with that issue, Kendrick Williams is going to play at the small forward, power forward, and sometimes when they go small, he plays the center. And that is going to be a really key focal point for Kendrick Williams. And you know what, if you guys see him on the waiver wire lingering, pick him up, guys, because he's going to be great for you long-term wise in fantasy basketball. He gives all-around stats. He can shoot the 3. He can score, points, rebounds, assists. He can do everything, guys. He can even get defensive stats. Kendrick Williams is a future player, and I believe could potentially be their starting power forward going forward for the Pelicans. Just to put it out there, Wesley Matthews just got signed by the Pacers, guys, and with Oladipo, their starting shooting guard star out, Wesley Matthews could fill that shooting guard spot because he is a veteran and knows how to play defensively. And with the Pacers, a playoff team, Wesley Matthews could be a key aspect, as he was for the Mavs for the Pacers. Wesley Matthews is good for 3 and D stats, and also he's known for playing a lot of minutes, so I see that continuing with the Pacers. And the last player is Rodney Hood of now the Portland Trailblazers. He got traded from the Cavs to the Trailblazers, but the point is, guys, Hood is going to come off the bench as their 6-man, 7th-man role, scoring plus 10 points a game. And you know what, guys? For deep leagues who have plus 14 to 16 players, having Rodney Hood on your team could help you in scoring and 3-point efficiency. Sometimes scavenging in the waiver wire can be difficult, but I picked Rodney Hood for you guys. Easy pickup. On nights, he might give you less than 10 points, but on nights, he could give you 20+ points, so keep that in mind. Alright, guys, well, that basically wraps up the list on the rise players, the drop players, and the best waiver wire pickups for week 18. If you guys enjoyed the video, guys, hit that thumbs up button. And also leave your comments down in the comment section down below what you guys think about my list. If there's anybody missing, put that down as well. But if you guys are new to ezBUCKETz, guys, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to go back to my original studio this week, so guys, stay tuned for that video because ezBUCKETz is back to normal. But if you guys made it to the end of the video, guys, I just want to say that I have now created a Patreon account. I just wanted to put it out there in this video, but in the next video, I'm going to talk more about it. So if you guys know what Patreon is and have time to check it out, guys, go to my description and I put a link down in the description below. And I really want to start an EZ Gang community on my Patreon. But more details about that is going to be talked about in my next video, so if you guys can wait for that, that would be greatly appreciated. But other than that, guys, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you guys next time on Easy Buckets.